Okay, so when we are planning to move for our careers, the three most common options that we have on the table are Dubai, Canada, and the UK. Now, most of us will not have the opportunity to choose when the opportunity presents itself, but professionally, the first basic step should be to evaluate each of these countries in terms of the income potential. Each place has its pros and cons, ranging from income potential to citizenship. So let's compare these three places based on the available variables. To compare the three places, let's target to save 5,000 US dollars every month. For this purpose, let's assume a family of four, spouses and two school going children, maintaining a reasonable standard of living. Alright, let's start with Canada. If you move to Toronto with a family of four, you will be looking at the four big categories of expenses, which are living, food, transport, and others. For a two-bed basement, you are looking at 2,000 Canadian dollars a month. And if you are moving to the center city or upper floors in terms of residence, the cost should be around 2,500 Canadian dollars a month. Now, I'm excluding the mortgage here and considering rent only, since mortgage prices these days are unbelievably high. So, I hope you know how to cook, because with groceries, cooking your own food, and occasional dining outs, your food expense should not go more than $2,000. Alright, next category, transportation. Getting a car will be feasible because even if you live very close to the train, it will still not be very practical provided the weather conditions in Canada. So, to give you an idea, let's assume that you get a mid-tier Honda Civic. It should cost you around $400 a month. Add another, let's say, $500 for the fuel, insurance and maintenance added. Let's assume that your total monthly transport expense will be $1,500. Now, good thing, public schools are free here, so your kids can go to school at a minimal or no cost. Adding other expenses, give or take a bit, your monthly expense while living in Toronto will be around 7,000 Canadian dollars. But we want to save 5,000 US dollars every month, or roughly 6,000 Canadian dollars a month. So we should be earning a net income of 13,000 Canadian dollars every month. 13,000 Canadian dollars each month means a yearly income of $156,000. But Canada is heavily taxed, and your gross income should be around 240,000 Canadian dollars every year, so that even if you pay tax and still land with those $13,000 in your pocket each month. But the interesting part is that on paper, only less than 0.5% of Canadians earn this much. So it makes very less probable that you will land such income. But if both the spouses are working, then it makes a little more practical that you can save 5,000 US dollars every month. Cons, you will be compromising on your family life, and pros, you get the Canadian passport. Before we fly to London, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel so you can watch more of our content. Alright, let's move on and land in London with a family of four. The same four categories of expenses: living, transport, food, and others. Let's look at each of them one by one. Okay, so ranging from London to outskirts of London, you will be able to find a two-bed apartment between £2,000 and £3,000, depending on the area you prefer and the size of your apartment. Now, generally, London has very small apartments as compared to the other two countries. We will assume £2,500 for this calculation. Now, the utilities will include the largest variable factor of heating in winters, which can range as much as £350 alone. Keeping my calculation on the conservative side, I will assume that all utilities, including electricity, heating, and water, will cost you no more than £500 every month. That's a total of £3,000 in living cost, which is the biggest chunk in London. And I will recommend trying to look for a cheaper place, as London costs are insane these days. Subway, the next cost, which is transportation, close to £125 a person, increasing your monthly expenditure by another $500 for your family. However, Subway is so well connected that you will never require a car to go about London unless you are very high on traveling. Coming to food now, grocery as well as occasional dine outs is a personal preference, but Nowhere more than 800 pounds will be justified. Let's make sure you don't like visiting Michelin star restaurants. Public schooling is free, but there will be unforeseen costs, so we will budget the monthly living in London at £5,000 a month. And again, this is on the higher side. It is possible to manage within £4,500, and we want to save $5,000 or £4,000 a month, which means we have to earn a net income of £9,000 a month or 108,000 every year. Now, adding taxes, this makes an income of around 200,000 every year. Now, this is not an easy amount to make in London, and only C-suite executives in London make such kind of money, which is less than 0.4% of the total UK's population. But there is a bright side. Obviously, if you spend considerable time here, you might be getting the UK passport. Unlike UAE, which is our last contender. Moving on, UAE. If you are planning to move to Dubai for work and you have a spouse and 2 children, your monthly expenses will be composed of, again, these 4 categories: living, food, transport, and others. For living expense, you should be spending close to 10,000 dirham each month. If you want to dig deeper how we calculated this number, please go to the link above to see the detailed video that we made on how you need to spend in Dubai every single month. Moving ahead, food for a family of 4 will cost you no more than 2,500 dirham a month. This includes everything from your grocery to occasional dine-outs. Transport cost should not be more than 2,500 dirham a month. This is if you do not purchase a car and rely completely on metro and taxi. Schooling is expensive in Dubai, so you will be spending 4 to 5,000 on schooling for 2 children. Now, this too varies which school you prefer, and some good employers do pay for your children's school fees. And other costs like insurance, mobile, and internet. The total monthly cost of living in Dubai is close to 20,000 dirham a month, which means that a person should be earning a gross salary of at least 38,000 dirham to save 18,000 dirham a month, or roughly $5,000. No income taxes, so that is a big advantage in Dubai, as all of your gross income lands in your pocket. But the question is, can everybody land a job of 38,000 dirham every single month in Dubai? Well, the answer is that some people can, because this is the salary of a mid-tier manager in a big MNC. And since most of the multinational companies have their head offices in Dubai, the probability of landing such a job is high as compared to Canada and London. So, as a conclusion, Dubai presents the highest chances of landing such an income and saving $5,000 every single month, at the same time enjoying the security and the technological advancements and the infrastructure of the city. But it does not give you a passport even if you spend a lifetime in this country. I hope you liked this video. Please let us know in the comment section below how this data can be improved, and subscribe to our channel so that we can bring you more data in future. Till next video, have a safe day everyone.